I don't care who wears their hat which way, except quarterbacks when they go to the podium. And that's basically about maturity and understanding and self-awareness, right?
Sure.
And I've said this for years. I don't think Dak has a great arm or is a great athlete, but his hyper-maturity, he's an adult, yet non-emotional in big emotional moments. But he was getting sort of emotional yesterday because, right, like this is his last year guaranteed for the Dallas Cowboys. His contract will be up. And as usual, Dak was able to see through everything and land a comment on his future in Dallas. I'm not afraid to go into the market. Love it here, but not afraid. And I think Dak would actually have a bigger market than you think. I think he'd have a bigger market than Tom Brady at the end. I do. I think he'd have a bigger market than Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. I do. Russell, as we know, little cringy. Don't get that with Dak. A lot of drama with Aaron Rodgers. You don't get that with Dak. Tom Brady's age. Dak's only 31. Dak, you get no cringe, no age concerns, no maintenance, no drama, very productive, can win 12 games a year. His floor, 8 wins. His ceiling, 12. Probably not a Super Bowl. But, I mean, think of all these really talented, near the top of the draft quarterbacks. Cam Newton, Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, a bit combative, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, competition and commitment issues. How much do they win? You know who wins? Jared Goff, Dak, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts. The guys that don't give you a lot of drama. Justin Herbert's going to start winning a lot. Is that if you ask general managers, they're looking for a coach on the field. They're not looking for drama and maintenance and passive-aggressive. I mean, Green Bay moved off Aaron Rodgers, and he had just won several MVPs. Darkness retreats. Guy coaches, GMs, they don't want to deal with any of that nonsense. And so Dak's maturity, this is what I've been banging on for years. Hat on forward, say the right thing, put a wet blanket on a potential fire, all this stuff. It's what GMs look at. I think Dak would have a really big market. I think it's highly probable that the Raiders and the Panthers and the Giants and maybe the Seahawks and the Titans would all be interested at the end of the season. So Dallas needs to know that. Oh, there'll be a market. It'll be bigger than Aaron's market. It'll be bigger than Tom's market. And you think, oh, that's crazy. He's 31, 12 wins, no drama, productive. Dak doesn't even have great weapons now, and he had the number 1 offense in the league. And you can't give McCarthy credit, right? He's a bum. Everybody thinks he's a bum. Remember, 30% of this league has chaos at quarterback. You never have that with Dak. His floor is 8-8. Here's another thing. It's not a great college quarterback draft next year. Here's another thing. If Tua and Jordan Love sign contracts, and they will, who's quarterback 2 on the market? There won't be any. It'll be Dak and Sam Darnold-ish players. So Dak's going to have market. That doesn't mean you necessarily have to overpay him. I don't have a problem. I don't like people that live in fear. Go to the college draft and draft somebody. But it's not a great college quarterback draft. It's okay. It's not great. There's not going to be a market outside of Jordan Love and Tua sign. And, you know, it's interesting. You can always tell your value in my business, your business, football business. What's your market when you're a free agent? What is your market? I think Dak's would be pretty big. 6-7 teams minimum. And again, I was thinking about this last night and this morning. I don't want to pay him $60-some million, but he is really like a CeeDee Lamb. He's going to have a lot of leverage. Interesting. Also, Jerry was asked why he didn't give Mike McCarthy an extension, and he said, Green Bay. And I was thinking about that. Remember, they got humiliated, not just a loss, but humiliated, trailed 27-0 at home to the Packers, got blown out by Jordan Love. But that Green Bay route, and 2 years ago, that Dak scramble, clock management snafu, I can't unsee those, and neither can Jerry. That just drove me absolutely crazy. Dak's running down the middle of the field, not calling a timeout, have to hurry to the line. You can't unsee that. And here's the thing with football coaches that's different than every other coach in America, different than hockey, baseball, and basketball coaches. There's very few games. And we watch football in America, college and pro. And with only one game a week, if you screw up, we talk about it for the next 6 games. So one moment, one clock snafu gets a lot of college and pro football coaches fired. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, first year at Michigan, and he's a great coach. First year at Michigan, 5 wins to 10. But he'd lose to Ohio State end of the year or a bowl game, and he'd get ripped for the next 5 or 6 months. Is Harbaugh the right guy? Of course he was the right guy. He's a Michigan guy, doubled the win total, improved recruiting. Of course he was the right guy. But until he won the Natty, every year he lost to Ohio State, the last big game that mattered, he'd get hammered. Doc Rivers has lost a lot of games, situational basketball games, playoff games. But there's a game tomorrow. He's been hired 5 times as a coach, despite that. If McCarthy doesn't work here, he'll never be a head coach again. Because it's the scarcity of games, it's the one sport we watch in America, and you can't unsee stuff. And that Green Bay loss wasn't just a loss. And Jerry Jones said it yesterday. Why didn't you give him an extension? Green Bay. It was 48-16 at one point at home. It was 27-0. So, and I kind of back Jerry Jones on this. And I like Mike McCarthy. You can lose. But you can't lose like that at home in the final game of the year. You're not getting an extension. And that's what football coaches face that hockey, basketball, and baseball managers don't. One game a week. It lingers for 6 days until the next Sunday. And if you lose that last game like Green Bay and in that fashion, you're not going to get an extension. And that's why Mike McCarthy, 12 wins, 12 wins, 12 wins, is on the hot seat. 2 plays, right? Like 2 games, 1 play in San Francisco and the game against Green Bay. That's it. Those 2 moments is why.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.